I honestly think that you're in the worst position to be in, because before you heard about self-improvement and you were watching videos like this, you had this level of ignorance with your bad habits, didn't you? You kind of knew that they were bad, but you didn't really think about them day to day. You were just like your friends who just go and play video games and don't really think about the consequences. But then you became aware of how negative that would be for the long term if you kept up those bad habits of playing video games, watching porn, junk food, Netflix, all this like stuff that you know is just kind of pleasurable and fun right now, but it makes your life worse in the long run, especially if you get addicted to those things. Previously, you didn't really realize how bad these things were, so you could enjoy them. Now you're probably finding that you still do some of these bad habits, but you can't even enjoy them fully because that thought is always in your mind of the consequences of your actions, isn't it? And this, honestly, this messed me up. When I think about this period of my life that I'm about to tell you, like, I can't even help to begin to almost feel like tears in my eyes when I think about the period of my life of like early 2020 at the start of the COVID lockdown. Because for all of my life before that moment, I did a bunch of bad habits, but I wasn't really clued up on what the negative consequences were. You know, I was just like a young guy playing video games, maybe drinking, maybe partying, maybe, you know, just messing around, wasting time, scrolling on my phone, porn, video game, you know, all this stuff. It was just kind of like, yeah, that's, you know, what I do. That's what everyone does, right? But early 2020 was the first time that I actually started to watch some self-improvement content, and it plagued me with awareness. It made me aware just how bad I was treating myself. But it also gave me hope for a better life. I remember around that point, the OGs of self-improvement will know this, around that point is when dopamine detoxing first took off, and a bunch of the big self-improvement YouTubers at the time made a couple of videos on them, and they got really, really viral, and everyone started to look into dopamine detoxing, how to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, how to train your brain into liking hard things. This niche took off, and I remember I desperately needed to learn the knowledge for this. I was literally waking up smoking weed all day, and I remember watching these videos of people saying, yeah, you know, like, you've got to control your dopamine, you've got to be able to, like, you know, cut out these bad habits. And I swear I'm watching these videos with weed ash all around my computer. Probably after watching it, I'm just gonna go back to playing games. I've got some like cheesecake or something being delivered on Uber Eats right now, and day in, day out, I had this thought that I needed to change, but I just kept on finding myself going back to the same bad habits. I didn't want to do those anymore, but it was just who I was. It was just the thing that I was, you know, supposed to do. You know, I wake up and yeah, like, you know, I'm not supposed to smoke, you know, smoking's like bad dopamine. I don't want to smoke weed anymore. No. And it almost feels like a full-time job. You probably know this, don't you? Like, if you're trying to quit a bad habit, like one that's actually quite like nice for you that you really like, it feels like a full-time job, doesn't it? It feels like you have to think about it literally like 24/7. It's like mentally draining to not do it, isn't it? And it gives you like this sense of nervousness of like, okay, am I gonna relapse today? Oh no, I really hope I don't relapse today. I really hope. No, I'm not gonna watch porn today. I'm not gonna play video games today. Oh man, no, I really feel like it. No, don't, because I'm on day 3, and then you just can't help but to like just go a bit unconscious and just move your finger over, or, you know, like scroll on your phone down to Reddit or something, or to like move your cursor over to the video game that you want to play. It feels like it's unnatural, doesn't it? It's the natural thing to keep doing those bad habits, and that's like the normal thing, right? Imagine if you were just unconscious all day but still, you know, able to move around. You'd naturally just go and do that bad habit, wouldn't you? It's somewhat unnatural to not do those things that we've been doing for so long, and for a lot of guys this is video games, right?